What is going on, Brooklyn Nets fans? Welcome to another video from Hit Squad Productions. Man, what a win. What a win. Game of the year so far. To me, this felt like a Game 7 win in the finals. I don't care what anyone says. The Nets clamped down when they needed to, and they stepped up to the plate. The Nets win 122-120, and with this win, the Nets will improve to 14-9. This was a game I was excited, but honestly, after that Wizards loss, I was nervous for it. The Clippers are one of the best teams in the league, and they're competing with the Lakers essentially. But I thought the Nets needed to go against a team like this, not only to build chemistry, but to help these players understand what to expect come postseason. And honestly, the Nets played a hell of a game. Kevin Durant had 28 points and 9 rebounds. Kyrie Irving, who we'll get to later in the video, had 37 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. James Harden, who we'll also get to in the video, had 23 points, 11 rebounds, 14 assists. And an honorable mention, Joe Harris. He had a solid game with 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Now, Joe Harris, he's a player you want to get involved early in the game because we've seen that he could turn a switch on and he can help put points on the board when need be, but we need to get him involved early. Now, let me say this. Kyrie Irving dominated this game, and he couldn't be stopped. Anyone that said that we needed to trade him looks stupid as hell right now. I got no problem saying that. We don't need to trade Kyrie Irving to fix this team. We have issues we need to address. We need to go get a center. We need to go get some pieces on the defensive side. We need to go get a player like JaVale McGee if we can, once the buyout market happens. But Kyrie Irving is not a problem on this team. He has the best handles we've ever seen. It's not even up for debate. And when he has games like this, it reminds you of not only how incredible of a player he is, but how strong this big three really is. Any of these players, whether it's Kevin Durant or James Harden, or in this situation, Kyrie Irving, can have one of these games, which makes this team exciting and hard to defend. This team is only going to get better as they build more chemistry off of games like these. Now, to me, this was a classic West Coast versus East Coast type of game. Paul George, he's been playing out of his mind this year, at least compared to how he played in the bubble. PG had 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. Now, that wasn't your usual PG game this year, but he still played solid. Now, Kawhi, look, Kawhi's still doing Kawhi things. He had 33 points, 10 for 18 on field goals, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. I do think he looked shaky, at sometimes, but the Claw came prepared. He dominated, and honestly, I would want no parts of Kawhi Leonard going into the postseason, but, we'll see how that plays out. I thought Ibaka was a difference maker for them, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But honestly, guys, the Clippers as a team are a dominant team on both sides of the ball. And since January 10th, when you can average 31.7 points, which is first in the league, 53% on field goals, which is second in the league, and you average 40% on 3-point field goals, which is first in the league, the Nets had their hands full and they were in for a long night. And overall, the Clippers kept this game very close, and they had moments where they were building a lead. But when you have a high-powered offense like the Nets do, it's not hard for them to cut leads in half or even up to 2 points. And they did that tonight a few times up to the half. I thought the Nets defense looked solid tonight against the Clippers, and they were able to control Paul George and Kawhi Leonard for the most part. Now, if you're Steve Nash, you gotta be excited. And as a fan, if you can't tell in my voice, I can barely talk. I'm stuttering. I sound crazy right now. But I'm really excited because this defense has been ass, man. Don't get me wrong. It's still bad, but at least it's improving. I'm hard on this defense because this offense is really good. And it has the potential to be elite. But even though their offense is great, their defense is just as bad. It's a glaring issue, and I've been saying I'm worried that a good team like the Clippers could expose that, considering that every team we've played thus far has exposed that. Go back to the Cavaliers game. Go back to this painful loss we just had with the Wizards. That Wizards game destroyed me as a fan, and that was one of the worst losses I've ever experienced as a sports fan. And I'm a Giants fan, and I got to see that loss at the Meadowlands against the fucking Philadelphia Eagles. Now look, at the half, Kawhi and PG combined for 23 points, 9 out of 19 for field goals, and 6 assists. While Kyrie, KD, and Harden combined for 34 points, 15 out of 26 for field goals, and 10 assists. To me, the Big Three is a really special unit and has a lot of potential to be one of the elite offenses in the league. You have 2 All-Stars on your Big Three, and you have the potential to be not only a big problem going forward, but you have the potential to really do something this year that a lot of people, including myself, couldn't have fathomed that this team could do in one single season. Now, we still have some things we need to work on. We have some pieces we need to address, especially on the defense, but we do need a center. But I liked how the Nets shared the ball tonight. It's clear whether it's Kyrie, Harden, or KD, they can put points up and quick. Now, to me, the best way to win is to get others to touch the ball because that'll help them want to play defense. On top of that, it'll only help this offense and keep us in games because of our defense, which has been lacking. I also want to say that I love James Harden, and I love that he's been taking that facilitator role. We've seen him lead the league in scoring, so we know what he can do. But when you have 3 ball-dominant number ones, someone is going to have to take less opportunities for the system to work. And it seems that it's been going that way with Harden. He leads the league in assists currently, which is impressive as well. And his defense has been solid. I will say that much. It's been a bright spot for this team. And when you look at it, statistically speaking, when he's in the game, we play better on the defensive side by a wide margin. I also thought Kevin Durant had a good game as well, and this team runs through Kevin Durant. If you ask me, even when we have games where Kyrie will take over like tonight or games where James Harden can take over, this team still runs through Kevin Durant, and it's not even close. And I don't think people really understand how hard it is, not just physically, mentally. It's not easy whatsoever. And he's been dominating week in and week out. He has been our most consistent player, and he's proven that he should be comeback player of the year. You could make a solid argument that he could be at least in the discussion for MVP. But overall, I thought this team stepped up to the plate, took care of business. This was a good game for this team to develop chemistry and a good game to see who would step up and how this team can improve, because we have a lot of things we still need to fix. We need to build off this win and take this to the next game versus the Raptors. Let me know your thoughts below. How did you guys feel about this win? What were some of your favorite highlights of this game? What were your takeaways? Let us know. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Leave a like. Follow us on Twitter. The link will be in the description. We'll see you guys in the next video.